What up, YouTube? Cam that guy here. I'm back once again with another YouTube video, man. So in this YouTube video, we're obviously doing paint. I want to give y'all a little bit of a foundation on what I'm about to be doing with paint. I gotta lay it all down for you. So here we go. I'm about to be teaching paint 3 times a week, you know what I'm saying? And I'm about to be giving paint tests every week, you know what I'm saying? So it's important that y'all pay attention to these lessons. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff, and here's why. You know what I'm saying? The best student with the best overall grades throughout my semesters will receive $1 million. I repeat, they will be receiving $1 million, right? So what that means is, you know what I'm saying, it gives y'all more of an incentive to pay attention to what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Focus, concentrate, try your best to get good grades, take notes. I'm gonna go over how to take notes in a second for any, amateurs out there. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, to do your very best, you know what I mean, and try, you know what I'm saying, to get going in this class, you know what I'm saying? Now I do wanna say this. You do not have to participate in this class. This class is only for people looking to go into trade as far as paint. So what's gonna end up happening, you know what I'm saying, is, I'm giving you these lessons and curriculums, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, you know what I'm saying, I look at it as the last person standing, you know what I'm saying, is going to be, you know what I'm saying, my apprentice. So in other words, I'm of the main paint store. Hopefully I can end up generating in the future, right? Because one of my goals is to own a paint company. Out of one of my main branches, I'll make you, let's say, a regional manager of that company. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that the last person standing, you know what I'm saying, of this paint class is very equipped for the job, you know what I'm saying? Very important, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're not the right person for the job, then I gotta go looking for, okay, who was second? Who was third? I don't wanna do all that, you know what I'm saying? So it's really important, you know what I'm saying, that you really, you know what I'm saying, pay attention, and, try to get good grades instead of third. So the point of this class is for you to literally be a painter. It's not just to win $1 million. It's to literally be a painter. This is something you're signing up for. It's like, okay, this is something I want to do with my life. This is a life thing. So yeah, you get $1 million. Yeah, you get to chill probably in Los Angeles or New York or Texas, wherever you want to dwell at. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you do work for me. You're under me. At the end of the day, you doing these lessons and receiving these lessons, like, okay, you know what I'm saying, you have a chance, like I said, to be my apprentice as far as skill level. But not only that, to be my successor, but still you're underneath me. I mean, I'm still a boss, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna run me, right? You're still underneath me, but to be my successor, so in other words, you're better than me. You have a chance to do that with this painting class and curriculum. Now, obviously, we're doing a lot of at-home videos. I do want to get into some, more action, physical play. I do want to get into, mixing paint eventually. I do want to get into applying paint, you know what I'm saying? All that other stuff. We gonna get into all that throughout this paint curriculum that we got going all the way up until May. This is kind of like, we're starting school. What is it? What's today's date? Let me check real quick. It is December 3rd. It's December 3rd, right? So essentially, you might as well go and say, look, you know what I'm saying? It's August. You might as well go and say, look, it's August right now. This is the beginning of school. You know what I'm saying? That's what you might as well go ahead and say and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So look, you know what I'm saying? Look at this as today's the first day of school. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what it is, right? You know what I mean? Obviously those other 3 lessons are not to be ignored. Those you very much well going to apply to, other lessons and test answers later on, like next test. Those old 3 videos, question from those videos are going to still, you know what I'm saying, be on the next test. So don't ignore those first 3 videos. Do re-up with them. You know what I'm saying? But even outside of that, you know what I'm saying, where it pertains to all my other lessons and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, pay attention, take notes, you know what I mean, review film, and be ready, you know what I'm saying, pop quizzes like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, that's how I go by and shit like that, you know what I mean. I do want to say this is going to be like a regular class as far as like, okay, you know what I'm saying, your semester, you know what I'm saying, you end up failing the semester, to save time, you know what I'm saying, we're just going to drop people. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to end up doing, you know what I'm saying? So if you can't, you know what I'm saying, do good with that semester, I'm not going to do it off a grade. I'm going to do just off of one test. I'm going to do it off of little chip. I'm gonna do it off a semester, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if you can't, you know what I'm saying, do well within this semester, you're going. So you're probably wondering, well, how you gonna do this semester? So okay, so obviously school begins today. March, first semester in, so we kind of at least half, 50% of students, and then May, second semester. You know what I'm saying? That's what we get ready to do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the idea and that's the strategy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you only getting 2 semesters. You know what I'm saying? So it gives people time to, you know what I'm saying, okay, you know what I'm saying, you in a semester or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I'm not cutting a whole bunch of people at once. But when I cut people, I'm gonna cut people. You know what I'm saying? It's not just gonna be like, you know, okay, you know, one this week, one that week is gonna be like a grand mal, like you're eliminated. You know what I'm saying? Have a nice day, pack your bags type of stuff. That's kind of like what it's gonna be and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So this is important, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be teaching people. Only participate in this class if you are interested in paint. Do not participate in this class if you do not want to do paint. You do not have to do this class. This is only for people that want to learn paint. Let me also say this. You cannot have paint experience while doing this class. I repeat, you cannot have no paint experience while participating in this. The reason being, because it's not fair to other students that want to actually learn paint and have the chance, you know what I'm saying, to be my apprentice and stuff like that. So if you already know paint, you cannot be in this class, you know what I'm saying, because it will, you know, prohibit from others that don't know paint for even getting the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, so, you know, have a chance and stuff. Because obviously a painter is gonna have a higher chance than a non-painter. I mean, that's common sense. So yeah, you know what I mean, that's kind of what it is and stuff, you know what I'm saying. So I just want to, you know, go ahead and let that be known and stuff like that, you know what I mean. And then, you know, we're gonna move on from there. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it, man. So in today's video, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be talking about everything outside of paint. That's literally gonna be the title of this video. Everything outside of paint pertaining to paint. You know what I'm saying? So everything outside of paint. You know what I'm saying? A tricky title, but that's gonna be the title and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we just gonna begin with random items outside of paint. And we're gonna go and get into it. Let me say this before we begin. This is how you take notes. You know what I'm saying? Let's say, for example, I'm gonna tell you how to take notes because I need to review this. You know what I'm saying? So this is how you take notes. Okay. So let's say, for example, let's go over an item. Let's go over tape. You know what I'm saying? For example, okay, here's how I'm gonna explain tape to you. I'll probably go over a chemical after this. I'm gonna give you 2 examples. So here's how you explain tape. You know what I'm saying? I'm painting over some trim. You know what I'm saying? But when I'm painting over this trim, I don't want to get over the wall. You know what I'm saying? What would I do with that? Okay, you know what I'm saying? I would get some Scotch tape. You know what I'm saying? You place it, and then so just in case you slightly go over the trim, it don't hit the wall. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff, you know what I mean? So I just explained it to you. So here's how you would note take that. Use Scotch tape to prevent paint from going on the wall when you're doing trim. You know what I'm saying? And obviously y'all probably don't know what trim is. There's some people that, you know, are inexperienced with, you know, painting and walls. You don't know what trim is. 1 second. This is trim. This is trim right here. This is trim. This is the wall. So you'll put, you know, obviously paint. You'll put fucking tape right here or whatever to prevent you from hitting the wall when you're painting. You know what I'm saying? That's what painter's tape is for. You know what I'm saying? I just want to let you know that stuff. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, what painter's tape is for and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to go ahead and let y'all know that stuff. Another example, I'll give y'all a product. You know what I'm saying? Let's say I'm looking to, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I got a serious mold in my bathroom. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff. What would I use to clean that shit down? Like mildew and mold, all that bacteria, dirt, whatever you want to call it. I got all this in my bathroom. Or I got it all, you know what I'm saying, in my laundry room. You know what I'm saying? What do I want to do to clean that up? I'm going to tell you, use mold armor. You know what I'm saying? Use mold armor, you know, put it on there, wherever the case may be, and apply it accordingly. That's what I'm going to end up doing this stuff, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I would go about doing that. Okay, how you would note take that is be like, okay, I use Mold Armor. I could get it in a spray bottle. I could get it in a tube, wherever I want to use it in. You know what I'm saying? I put it on there, I let it set, you know what I'm saying? Then I wipe it off with whatever sponge or cleaning item I want to use to scrub it off with. You know what I'm saying? That's how you would notate. You know what I mean? Just little stuff like that. 2 examples for you, right? So anyway, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get ready to get into it. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna begin. Let's begin with just like I said, items outside of paint, right? You know what I'm saying? So let's begin with products, because I was already talking about this. So let's go ahead and get to it. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, let's go ahead and begin with Mold Armor. You know, so let's go ahead and begin. So if you have any type of bacteria, you know what I'm saying, any type of mold, mildew forming, wherever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? Mold Armor is one of the more better options out there. Matter of fact, it is I'll probably say top 2 best option out there, you know what I'm saying? Mold Armor, as far as Home Depot products. For getting rid of, you know what I'm saying, that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So you in the bathroom, you got mold forming in your tub, or sink, wall, wherever the case may be. Mold Armor is the thing to do. You obviously put it on there, you let it set, you know what I'm saying? Then you wipe it off, you know what I'm saying? They got paint brushes, as far as like cleaning brushes, you know what I mean, on aisle 8, I believe. You know what I'm saying? You can go over there, you know what I'm saying? Look and see which one is more fitting for you. And then you go from there, you know what I'm saying? Go about using it. Obviously, I'm getting a high quality one. I'm not gonna get nothing less. Some people like to save money, so it's up to you. You know what I mean? Wherever the case may be, but definitely get something high quality, because you know it's gonna work better. You know what I'm saying? And then you go from there, clean it up, boom. You know what I'm saying? Problem solved. You know what I mean? That's kind of what you can end up doing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, all right. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much Mold Armor and all that other stuff, you know what I mean? I wanted to go ahead, you know, get y'all going with that. You know what I'm saying? So outside of that, you know what I'm saying? Let me give y'all another type of cleaning product. Another type of cleaning product we have, I don't remember the name verbatim, but I can tell you how the bottle looks. It's in a white, silver, and burgundy bottle. This product, you know what I'm saying, is for rust, cleaning like a rust type of material, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember what it's exactly called. You know what I'm saying? But you would spray it on there or something like that, it would get rid of like rust, some type of rust or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? I don't remember. Back when I worked at Home Depot, I obviously knew, because I knew more about paint at that time. You know what I'm saying? But it had the ability to clean like some type of rust, or like just metals and stuff like that. It don't not necessarily even just rust, just metals and other materials like that. You know what I'm saying? You put it on there, you know what I'm saying? You obviously let it set, whatever. Use whatever brush you want to for your discretion, but obviously I'm using a high quality brush. You know what I'm saying? You clean it up and go from there. You know what I'm saying? So you got, you know what I'm saying, a metal cleaner as well. You got a metal cleaner, you got a mildew cleaner, right? So all type of little cleaners like that. So let me get into the paint cleaner itself. You know what I'm saying? This paint is good for getting rid of latex. It's called motherfucking, damn it, man. Don't remember the name of it, right? But I can tell you, we had it in our department. You know what I'm saying? It's like a clear little liquid, you know what I'm saying? You spray it or whatever, and you know, it helps get rid of paint, right? Now, obviously, this is only for kind of freshly made paint, you know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously, you put it on a drywall, it's not just gonna completely wipe away paint, you know what I'm saying? But this is kind of like for fresh paint that you kind of, you know, playing around with, right? We had it in our paint department. I don't remember the name, but it was in a V-Tex bottle, and it was clear paint, you know what I'm saying? So obviously back then I would know, because, you know, I was more knowledgeable on paint back then versus now, you know what I mean? Despite what people may believe, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know, the truth, you know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? You know, we would spray that, you know what I'm saying? And it would get rid of latex paint pretty easily, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are wondering, what is the difference between a water base and an oil base, right? So latex paint and oil paint. I'm about to explain to you the difference right now. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. So latex paint, you know what I'm saying, is, you know, typical paint that you see nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Latex paint is good, you know what I'm saying, for any type of like area to where you need to clean it. You know what I'm saying? So oil paint will last longer, and it applies better, and it looks better than the latex paint. But a water-based paint is more like easier to clean. You know what I'm saying? Obviously you got more colors. You know what I'm saying? It's more common. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff. You know what I mean? An oil-based paint is tougher than a latex paint and all that other stuff, right? But like I said, the problem with an oil-based paint is that, you know what I'm saying, it for one, you know what I'm saying, it's not good with water. It's not good with water, right? You know what I mean? For two, you know what I'm saying, it's, you know what I mean, even though I can tell you this, it won't chip as much as this. This is a water-based paint. You see what I'm saying? I just want to let people know that. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why, you know what I mean, it could be, even the walls I had at home, you know what I'm saying, those are water-based. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is and stuff, right? You know what I mean? So I just want to, you know, let y'all know that and shit, you know what I'm saying? So when it come down to it, I mean, a latex paint is easier to fade, it's easier to come off and stuff. A oil-based paint, it does last longer, it's more tougher and stuff, but I'm gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying? Look, you know what I mean? Oil-based paints, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, they don't do well with water, and they don't do well with cleaning, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you get some type of, if you get some shit on it, it's gonna be kind of hard to get rid of it, you know what I'm saying? And let me think. I believe those are the two major flaws when it comes to oil-based paint. It's just once you get some type of material on it, it's hard to kind of clean off versus a latex, and then it doesn't adhere well to water. You know what I'm saying? Whereas latex paint, it does adhere well to water and other things like, you know, food and dirt and all that other shit. But like I said, oil-based paint will last longer than a water-based paint and all that other stuff, right? So yeah, there we go, you know what I'm saying? Those are the differences in a summary, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, outside of that, you know what I'm saying, let's go on. Oh, let me say this one more thing, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the primer that you put on before the paint, right? You know what I'm saying? When you use an oil-based paint, let me see if I remember correctly. You have to use an oil primer. No. You can use a water-based primer with a oil-based paint, but you cannot use. No, you can't. You have to use an oil-based primer with an oil-based paint, but with latex, no. Okay. Let me see. So with latex, you cannot use an oil-based primer. If I remember correctly. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. So with oil-based primer, you cannot use a latex paint. You know what I'm saying? And then with oil-based primer, you can use a latex paint. I believe that's correct. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm putting, you know, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Because I think the latex paint wouldn't even mix well with the oil-based primer at all. You know what I'm saying? People paint over a latex wall all the time. So using that common sense, you can, you know what I'm saying, use a latex primer, you know what I'm saying, before an oil paint, you know what I'm saying? So you can do that. And then when it pertains to, you know what I'm saying, an oil-based primer, you have to use oil-based paint. You cannot use a water-based paint, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes paint does require common sense. That's what it comes to and shit. A lot of trial and error that comes with it, you know what I mean? So I just want to go ahead and let y'all know that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But outside of that, let's go ahead and get back to it, you know what I mean? So other products, you know what I'm saying, pertaining to paint and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say outside of those two products, I'm trying to think of other products, I mean, those are the marquee ones. I named the paint cleaning, the rust cleaning, the mildew, I mean, I can name, you know what I'm saying, literal mildew. We have this other type of little bottle that we pour inside paint. It starts with an M or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like in a green bottle. You know what I'm saying? You pour it inside the paint, and you have to you pour this before you mix, obviously. So like you pour this once, you know, like you pour this, you know what I'm saying, before you you don't pour this after you mix the paint. You see what I'm saying? You pour this beforehand. You know what I'm saying? That's what you end up doing. So you pour that, then you put the colorants and all that other stuff, and then you go from there. You know what I'm saying? What you end up doing, and then you take it out, and then you got your product. You know what I'm saying? You don't shake the paint up, you know what I'm saying? Then you pour the product in, and then put the paint back in. You know what I'm saying? You might ruin the paint colorants itself already in there, whatever the case may be. So that's why, you know, you put that product in beforehand along with the colorants. You go and shake it all around, you know what I'm saying? And then you get your paint like that. You know what I'm saying? So we also have a product like that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know what I'm saying? So those are all the paint surprised I could think of. I don't remember. Like I said, I will remember back in the day, but you know, I gave you marquee ones, and that's what matters most. You know what I mean? So those are the paint products. But we're gonna talk about other stuff outside those little chemicals, right? We're gonna talk about stuff outside chemicals. We're gonna talk about stuff outside chemicals. So look, you know what I'm saying? Next, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about glues. Let's talk about glues, right? So we're gonna pertain to glues. You know what I'm saying? We got Gorilla Glue. We got this glue that's in a silver and burgundy bottle. We got this type of glue. You know what I'm saying? We got I don't think we have Elmer's glue, but if we did, it won't really be much of a use. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely go with Gorilla Glue, because there's different type of Gorilla Glues, obviously. You got a wooden Gorilla Glue, you got strong ass Gorilla Glue, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. There's other levels of Gorilla Glue I would definitely go with over some Elmer's glue. That's for like small stuff, like weak stuff. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's no way I'm using that on something I'm getting ready to use for exterior. You know what I'm saying? Or even interior that's gonna require like a lot of weight on it. I'm not using that type of glue. I'm using a Gorilla Glue. You know what I mean? But even outside of that glue, let me see. I'm trying to say. All right, man. So, you know, other glues like that, stuff like that. I'm trying to think what other type of glues there is out there. So there's Gorilla Glue, silver and burgundy glue. Damn it, I don't remember, but those are the glues right there for Home Depot standards. Then we're just going to tape, the Scotch tape, frog tape, Gorilla tape, duct tape, masking tape, all type of tapes for Home Depot, right? So I'm gonna go over them really briefly. Obviously, Scotch tape, you know what I'm saying, is for the walls. You know what I'm saying? Gorilla tape is for a heavy duty project, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really trying to fix something, you know what I'm saying, that needs adjusting or whatever the case may be. I'm really trying to keep something sturdy or whatever the case may be. I would definitely go with a Gorilla tape over a duct tape. I would definitely go Gorilla tape over duct tape. To my knowledge, Gorilla tape is one of the more stronger tapes on the market. So, you know what I'm saying? Gorilla tape, so essentially what I'm saying is Gorilla tape is stronger than duct tape. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying just in tapes in general. You know what I'm saying? I think Gorilla tape is definitely kind of like top of the line when it comes to tapes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So go with a Gorilla tape. You know what I'm saying? Masking tape, you know what I'm saying? That's for something obviously a little bit stronger. That's like, you know, you're actually doing something, you're trying to tape something together, obviously, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you're trying, let's say for example, I would use a masking tape when it comes to a painting project. Let me see. I would use a masking tape. Okay, I would use a masking tape, you know what I'm saying, for something very small as far as like, maybe like, I would say, let me think. All right, so I would use masking tape, you know what I'm saying, probably for like, you know what I'm saying, something as small as, you know what I mean, you know what I'm saying, maybe, I don't know, a countertop piece, maybe? No, you need something stronger than that, man. Well, I would go with, I would try to glue that back together, actually. Probably like a nightstand, you know what I'm saying, a nightstand, you know what I'm saying, that's what I'll end up doing. You know what I mean, something that doesn't have like that's not gonna receive a lot of traffic. So I would use masking tape or something that's not gonna receive a lot of traffic, you know what I'm saying, where it's not gonna be used like around, like a lot of activity gonna be around it, you know what I'm saying? So if I have a nightstand right here, let's say there's a little piece, something that broke off, I would use masking tape or something like that and paint over it, you know what I'm saying, be cool. That's what I would use masking tape for, you know what I'm saying? And then everybody knows what duct tape is used for. Frog tape, let me tell you what frog tape is. Frog tape is the strongest painter's tape, you see what I'm saying? So what this means, you know what I'm saying, some painter's tape be weak, you know what I'm saying? So you wanna get a stronger painter tape with frog tape and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Outside of that, you know what I mean, that's pretty much it when it pertains to that. Outside of that, let's go over VTech suits, you know what I'm saying? These are suits that protect the painter, you know what I'm saying? It keeps them from getting paint on them and protects it. It has a mask and stuff so they don't breathe in fumes, little chips. So they don't breathe in fumes. And also they got little shoe slips. They're like little socks or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You put them on, whatever, so you don't get paint, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, your lower extremities, right? You know what I mean? So So that's, you know what I'm saying, what that is for. They do have painting suits as well. They are on an end cap, you know what I'm saying, of like out 8 or whatever, you know what I'm saying, wherever the case may be. That's kind of like what it is, you know what I'm saying. So you can go, you know what I'm saying, about doing that. And yeah, you know what I'm saying, those are effective, you know what I'm saying, in that way. You know what I mean? Outside that, you know what I'm saying, I've been over tape, suits, cleaning products, mildew products, whatever the case may be. I'll say the very last thing to kind of talk about when it pertains to painting products, right? I'm looking at the time, and it's almost time, so I gotta get ready to wrap up this video. I would say the last thing I gotta do pertaining to paint is, alright, you know what I'm saying? So there's actually a few more things I want to kind of add to this. So obviously, you know what I'm saying, we got tarps. You know what I'm saying? Tarps is obviously, you know, I mean, any painter already knows to get that. And they have other type of things you could use, you know what I'm saying, pertaining to prevent paint from getting on your floors. This is a good cleaning mechanism. So in other words, you're preventing wastes and stuff like that, right? Because we are going over cleaning stuff. But one last thing, you know what I'm saying, I want to get ready to mention though, you know what I'm saying, or sticks. I repeat, yard sticks. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget the stirrers, you know what I'm saying? Stirrers come in handy. Always grab those at Home Depot. A lot of people don't know, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know though. When you let paint sit for a while, it I don't want to say evaporate, but it separates, you know what I'm saying? So a paint stick, you know what I'm saying, will get the paint going. Always grab a paint stick when you get paint from any paint place you go, you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you about yard sticks real quick, you know what I'm saying? You're probably wondering, well, what is a yard stick for? What is a yard stick for? You know what I'm saying? So yard stick is obviously, you know what I'm saying, it's for measurements, but not only measurements, it's for creating straight lines in your painting and drawings. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's for. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go and wrap up this video because I gotta get ready to go poop. I ain't even gonna lie to you, you know what I'm saying? And I like to take full credit. I don't wanna come back after using the restroom for all intents and purposes. So we're gonna go ahead and end this video right here, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoyed it. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.